Hello and welcome to this video brought to you by the West Haven Public Library. In this video, we are going to be working on the October adult take-home craft, and the craft this month is transferring an image onto a candle. So you're going to start with a blank candle, and we are going to transfer an image onto the candle itself. So in the kit you've picked up from the library, there will be a candle, there will be a sheet full of designs, and there will also be a sheet of wax paper to work with. When you initially sign up, you will be asked what sort of designs you would like. You have the option of fall designs or spooky/Halloween designs. So whichever one you prefer, let us know and we'll set you up with the right designs, and then you are going to choose any one of them and transfer it onto your candle. And you could even do as many as you can fit on here. It's just a matter of repeating the steps I will be showing you with every design that you want to use. You'll also need a couple of things from home. First and foremost is a pair of scissors to cut out the design that you want to work with. You will also need a hair dryer. This is to heat up the candle. And then finally, it's good to have a towel or an oven mitt because your hand will actually be in a little bit of the heat coming from the hair dryer. So it's best to have that protection over your hands so you don't get burned. And with that, we can move on to beginning the project. So the first step is to cut out the design that you want to use. In my case, I would just cut out around the wreath here. I could also cut out inside of it too. It's kind of important to keep in mind that the color page is a little bit different than the candle's color. And you can see that in my example here. You can kind of see the paper from the cat. This isn't too big of a deal. If you don't like this blank space, just cut closer to the image to minimize that space. In my case, I just made the paper shape as symmetrical as I could so that it looks uniform. All right, so you can go ahead and cut this out, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so once you've cut out your design, you should have something that looks a little bit like this. You do not need the piece of paper. All you really need is the tissue paper that has the design printed out on it. So the next step is we are going to place this on our candle where we'd like it to be. And then take your wax paper, and you want to place this right down on top of the design with the wax side facing down. And the wax side will be, if you rub your fingers along it, there's a little bit of friction. The back is smooth and kind of harder to rub your finger along. Okay, so you've got your design where you'd like it. You can use this time right here to fix the placement if you don't like it. And then you basically want to keep all of the excess paper behind the candle. So kind of crumple it up in your hand and hold it in place. Smooth this out. And once you're happy with it, this is where we are going to begin to apply the heat. This is also your chance too, if you've got a towel or an oven mitt, cover your hand with it because you will be getting your hand with the heat, and it's not super hot, but it can get uncomfortable. So to apply the heat, you want to turn your hair dryer on to, I would say, medium heat to start with. You don't want to overheat it. If you overheat this, your candle will melt a little too much and it won't quite look the way it should. The pattern will still imprint onto the candle, but you'll have like a little dent in your candle because it melted a little bit too much. So what you can do is start with like medium heat if you've got 3 settings like I do, or start with a lower heat and give it a try, and then move on to higher heat if it doesn't seem like it's doing anything. So basically, you just want to keep your hair dryer moving back and forth. You don't want it to touch the candle, and you don't want it too close to the candle because that's going to get too hot. So keep it moving back and forth, and you are looking for this design to get darker. So I'll show you now what that looks like And you're just going to keep moving back and forth just like that until the colors start to fade through the wax paper. So I would say do this for about 2 minutes, and then you are going to peel back the wax paper and see if it works. If it did work, this design will stay down on the candle. If it didn't work, it'll peel up a little bit with it. No worries if that happens, just press it back down and get back to heating it up. All right, so I'll leave you for those 2 minutes of heating and we'll meet back in a few. Okay, so I've heated my candle up for a couple of minutes and I see the colors are looking a little bit brighter and coming through. So I'm gonna peel it back and see how it went. And just peel back very slowly in case it's not set yet, so you don't have to go through a lot of trouble. Okay, so I'm peeling and it's not coming up with it, so that's a good sign. Perfect. And now here's your chance to, if there's any wrinkles in it, first make sure it's not too hot when you touch it, and then just smooth it out with your thumb a bit. I wouldn't go too crazy with it though, because, you know, it's gonna look good regardless. And that's pretty much it. That's how you're going to transfer your image onto your candle, and that's what it's going to look like when it's done. And then you can use it just like any other candle. Just make sure you're always careful with it, you keep an eye on it, and you have something underneath it to catch the wax because you don't want to ruin your surfaces. Thank you so much for tuning in for this month's craft, and I hope to see you next month for the November craft as well. Thank you.